What's up, YouTube? I just want to reiterate some stuff from some of my previous videos, but I want to add some stuff onto it as well. Let's not forget, okay? Bitcoin and every cryptocurrency after it, it's an idea, right? It was an idea to decentralize our money and our entire economy and the way we think about assets. Bitcoin was the first one to do it, and every other coin after it follows in its footsteps. They are all prodigy childs to Bitcoin, no matter how you want to look at it, no matter which one's your favorite. That will always be the truth. And one thing I realized is that a lot of people did digging in the early stages of cryptocurrency and found out that Satoshi wanted to create some sort of poker game. Basically, his idea was he wants us to be programmable in some sort of way and be used for things around the internet like we currently use our current money for. In a trackable way, in a very transparent way, in a way where when you build the applications, anybody can take a look at that code and know if it's cheating you or the system itself, right? So when we see the new setup of Ethereum, Cardano, and all these other coins that are proof of stake mechanism that are taking away from the proof of work set out by Satoshi. The proof of work model was the most fair model, no matter how you look at it. Energy hibber jabber that the government wants to spiel. No, all of that is just to push you on to proof of stake. And if you've watched my other videos, you know that proof of stake means proof of governance. Proof of governance basically is a translation of proof of power. And when you look at it, the prerequisite to proof of stake is what? It's money. So the ones with the money are going to be the ones who have the control, who have the power, and who have the governance over every token that uses the proof of stake model. Why is this important? Go look at my Microsoft Azure video, where I talk about how Azure basically is a blockchain. No matter how you want to look at it, they'll get rid of all of the blockchain talk and gospel and speak, but everything on there is a tokenized, tracked, and centralized form of it. They just label it as cloud computing. That's the only real difference that they are, giving. Other than that, if you look under the hood, that thing is a blockchain. And they provide EVMs on Azure. I also said that there. I'm just reiterating it here because it needs to be said. People need to know this. They need to look into it. Because everything I just said before about tokens that come after Bitcoin, let's put it this way. If it's just an idea, right? And you look at the fact that there is already a current infrastructure, then all they need to do is take the idea. Every coin that's in existence right now after Bitcoin actually has the ability to go away. I'm not kidding. And all the money that's in there, right? All the fiat was already sent to exchanges and whatever, some sort of bank entity has it. And if they want to close down and take your shit, they probably will. There's proper insurance policies and whatever put in place in like the American and the Canadian government. So who knows what happens to all the money really. But at the end of the day, I would, I would make the argument that the ones in control now with the banks and the whole reason that cryptocurrency has any worth at all is because of the US dollar, right? Or I guess if you want to trade other coins, But if you really look closely, they have tried very hard to make sure that you're thinking about the US dollar versus the price of Bitcoin. That's how you evaluate the price. So what happens when they decide they don't want their fiat money touching current existing cryptocurrency infrastructure? And then companies like Microsoft and Google take their idea of a tokenized economy and just re-implement it, but using fiat as the true backing and just giving you, because if you look at it, I think Cardano is almost telling us this already with their native tokens, because the way that they function on the chain is very close to looking at how Xbox and their tokens work. It's just there's volatility versus a stable price. And I think Xbox already beat everybody in the cryptocurrency land to the punch. If you go look at all the games infrastructures with their in-game coins and their skins and everything, it's very, very reminiscent to what NFTs are trying to do. I get it. NFTs are trying to decentralize, take power away from entities like Microsoft. But again, if cryptocurrency and the whole blockchain and smart contracts are just an idea, then that's all they need to do is recreate the idea, relabel it, repackage it. And that's what they've done with Azure. It's already in action. People just don't know it, and that's the whole point. Go look at anybody in cryptocurrency right now. What are they all saying? When people get to a point where all they have to do is swipe their credit card or, put their credit card in and pay with the regular money for an NFT or whatever the fuck, and they don't know that it's an NFT, and they don't know that they're purchasing cryptocurrency or that they're even operating a blockchain or anything of that such, then that's when it'll be in full-fledged working mode, right? Again, I'm telling you guys to take a deeper look into Microsoft Azure. Because if you think that they haven't already figured it out and implemented it and have been doing it for, I don't know, since almost Bitcoin's creation, then you're fucking lunatic. You're straight up lunatic. You're crazy. You need to go look into it. I'm not saying this for no reason. This is like my third time bringing this up because it seems like nobody seems to get the picture. This whole thing is an idea, folks. And if you want your NFT to last, then you need to go out there and partner up with existing infrastructure. I get creating your own brand. That's great for brand recognition. Now get your brand recognized by a bigger company. That's the whole goal. Little Joe Blows like me, who with like a fucking, $600 paycheck every 2 weeks, is that your end goal? Is to just get us to buy your pictures? Because that all sounds like a scam. You need to get your products embedded into existing products. Look at Ethereum. What did they do? They went to Instagram, they went to Facebook, they went to Twitter, they went to Reddit, and now they all use a layer 2 of Ethereum. And Ethereum already knows that there is the idea of building these layer 2s for like specific infrastructure, like Optimism and Polygon and all that. You think that if Disney's going to partner up with them, that they're not going to want the biggest, set of bandwidth on that network so that they can make sure that their product is going to function at all times, so that they are always getting the first go at things? Come on now. You guys got to start thinking about this shit. Especially in Cardano. I'm serious. I'm speaking to you developers out there. You need to start putting your stuff into existing infrastructure. It's great that you want to create your own brand or your own game or your own whatever. But if your brand is not synonymous with things that already exist, how are you going to build outside of your bubble? If it's just to create your own niche little community because you want to be some sort of influencer, but then you don't realize that the whole thing is to be decentralized. Like, look at what a DAO is. If anything, all NFTs are basically a DAO where everyone who has a piece of it has a piece of what to say that the company does. Like, And they just treat it like, oh, because this guy created it, he's top notch, he runs it. You guys are making it seem way more centralized than it's supposed to be. In fact, once it gets minted out there, the ones who are whales and own the most of those projects are who has the most say. And they are the ones who push the product into a certain direction. And it may not be what the ones who are holding a single asset want. And then you got those people selling. But then if the project decides to go against what one whale says and does what another whale says, which might be the opposite, and then one whale can just dump the project. And now that price goes to shit. And then the morale, the overall morale gets shaken. It's so easy to do that because you guys think too centralized. You guys don't distribute enough widely, and you don't make enough random normies happy by giving them the rare. You know what I'm saying? You guys are too busy giving rares to influencers to push your product. This is not what you do. You're doing it all wrong. It's no wonder that everyone in Ethereum and Solana is looking at Cardano NFTs right now as a fucking joke. Because we're not embedding ourselves into anything. We're just creating rug after fucking rug. It's sad. It's so fucking sad. Yeah, man, that's all I got to say. But seriously, go back. Listen to the beginning if you forget what I was saying about Bitcoin and every coin that comes after it. It's just an idea. And every NFT project is just an idea. And those ideas can all fade in a blink of an eye.